Okay, today we are going to talk about how to set up a percent equation. You've already learned how to set up a percent proportion, so today we're going to learn it in a different way. Okay, before we begin, there's a couple of key words that you have on your notes. The first key word is the word is. Whenever you see the word is represents an equal sign. So we're going to go ahead and put an equal sign by the word is. The other key word is the word of. Whenever you see the word of, it means to multiply. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little multiplication sign because of means to multiply. The last thing I want to go over before we do our examples, there is a rule that we have to follow. And our rule is that you have to change your percent into a decimal. So whenever you have a problem with a percent, you have to change your percent into a decimal before you set up your equation. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with example number 1. Example number 1 says 17 is 20% of what number? I'm first going to look for my keywords, and I found a couple. First keyword I have is the word is. The word is means equals, so I'm going to put an equal sign under the word is. And then the word of means to multiply, so I'm going to go ahead and put my multiplication symbol right there. And then the only other rule that I have is I have to change my percent into a decimal. So 20% as a decimal is 0.2. Okay, now I can go ahead and drop all the other numbers down and set up my equation. So I have 17 equals 0.2, and I'm multiplying 0.2 times, it says what number. I don't know what number, so that's where I'm going to put my x. Okay, so your equation should be 17 equals 0.2x. Okay, the last thing I have to do is to solve my equation. So I'm going to look at what's happening to my variable. My x is being multiplied by 0.2, so I need to go ahead and do the opposite, which would be to divide both sides by 0.2. Okay, you can set up a division problem on the side of your paper. 17 is on the inside and 0.2 is on the outside. Remember, when you are dividing decimals, I want to move my decimal point over. Okay, so now it's 170 divided by 2. 2 can go into 17 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16. I subtract and get 1. I'm going to bring down this 0, and 2 can go into 10 5 times. So my answer should be 85. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the second problem. My second problem says, what is 40% of 55? I'm going to go ahead and look for my keywords. The word is means equals. The word of means to multiply. And then my rule is that my percent has to be changed to a decimal. So 40% as a decimal is 0.4. Okay, then I'm going to drop everything else down and rewrite my equation. It starts out with, it says what is. Since I don't have a number on this side, I don't know what that is, I have to put my variable, which is x. So x equals 0.4, and I'm going to be multiplying 0.4 times 55. Okay, in this one you don't actually have to do any solving for your variable because your variable is alone already. You just have to go ahead and multiply 0.4 times 55. When you multiply 0.4 times 55, you get 22. So 22 should be your answer for your problem. What is 40% of 55? Your answer should be 22. Okay? Example number 3. Okay, again, first thing I'm going to do is look for my keywords. I have the word is, which means equals. I have the word of, which means multiplication. And actually in this problem, I don't know what my percent is. It says what percent. So I'm going to put an X right there because I know that's going to be my variable. I'm going to drop everything else down. So 36 equals X, and I'm going to be multiplying X times 200. Okay, I'm going to solve my equation. My X is being multiplied by 200, so I have to go ahead and divide by 200. Okay, the 200s on this side cancel each other out. You can go ahead and set up a division problem. 36 divided by 200. Okay. $200 can't fit into 36, so I have to put a 0 and a decimal. Okay, 200 can fit into 360 one time, which is 200. I'm going to subtract and get 160, and I have to add another 0. 200 can go into 1600 a total of 8 times. Which is 1600. I don't have any more remainders. So if you look at your answer, I have 0.18. But my question asks what percent. I'm going to change 0.18 back into a percent. So the decimal 0.18, I'm going to move it over twice, and your final answer should be 18%. Okay, 36 is what percent of 200? 36 is 18% of 200. Okay, last but not least, 54 is 32% of what number? I'm going to look for my keywords. My word is means equals. My word of means multiply. And my 32%, I have to put it as a decimal, which is 0.32. I'm going to drop everything down. So 54 equals 0.32 times, it says what number? I don't know what that number is, so I'm going to go ahead and put an X right there. Okay? My variable is being multiplied by 0.32, so I have to go ahead and divide by 0.32 on both sides. Okay? That side cancels out. I'm going to set up my division problem, which is 54 divided by 0.32. When I go ahead and divide 0.32 into 5400, I get 168.75. Okay, so my final answer, 54, is 32% of what number? That number is 168.75.